Last time on the Incorrigible Party.
Discussions between Shaft and Shakara grow heated as they attempt to come to an agreement on the party's next steps, in ensuring Janella, Tenchi, and Hef remain breathing, and to get the information on the anchor from Dreg. Thankfully, for all their sake, Falzarin and Shaft are able to convince the battered wizard to disclose the location, but not without a request from Dreg.
Oh, what was that you wanted? More adventure? You got it.
Shakara, you're about to go speak with your comrades? Comrades in arms, is what you want to call it?
My entourage.
Halsa, Igna, and Kula. The rest of the party, are you all going to be staying together?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we just got back together. We'll probably chat about the message we just sent to Samuel and, little plans, I guess.
I think Falzarin's going to give Shakara a bit of time to go talk with Halsa, Igna, and Kula. And then if some time has elapsed and Shakara doesn't come back, Falzarin's going to go try and meet up with her and go over a bit of an idea that has come to him. So we'll just kind of play it out and see how long Shakara is away. And if she doesn't come back, Falzarin might split off to go try and find her.
So we want to go down to where Tenchi, Janella, and Hefe are, or we want to stay up on deck?
I am going to make sure I'm by the elders. I would like to make sure they're not alone.
Okay, then I'll go with you.
Yeah. I think
try to stick together.
Not a bad idea.
All right. I will then take Emily, and she can speak in their own private cabin that you had set them up in.
So I will go to the door and open it and walk in and shut it.
You see Igna and Kula they're standing. They seem to be kind of quietly conversing. Halsa is sitting on one of the bunk beds for how they were set up in these cabins. Doesn't seem like they're discussing anything particularly interesting.
I want to look at Igna and Kula. Do you two know why you are here?
Igna responds, "Of course. We're here to take care of the problem."
That will make things easier. We have a problem. The others, Shaft, Mia, and Falzarin, will not allow you to kill the false elders. They will stand in the way. We need them to find the amulet and the gauntlet for Samuel so that we can get the eyes of Dendar back.
Then what do you suggest?
I understand why Isabella feels they need to die. However, I would like to suggest an alternative.
I'm afraid we've been told to kill them. We will not fail.
Why?
Then we will have to answer to Grandmother Isabella.
Why? Did she say why it is so important they die? Can we not just ensure they never come back to Heraklion?
I do not wish to conspire with you against Isabella's wishes.
What if I talked to Isabella and convinced her to see my way?
If she decides to belay her instructions, then we will follow whatever new course she has for us.
But nothing I say would change your mind.
I'm afraid not.
Well, shit. What is your plan, then? As I said, the other three will not just let you kill them. They are guarding them.
If it comes to a fight, we will do our best to simply incapacitate them. We do not wish to fight or carry out our instructions on the boat. The further from Paladin eyes that we conduct coven business, the better.
Samuel does not know of this.
I do not believe so. Grandmother Isabella's relationship with cultists can be quite strained at times.
I noticed. He does seem to think a lot of himself.
What do you think of him?
I think currently he is a means to an end, and nothing more.
Where are the false elders now?
I believe in their room.
Our plan is to wait till we reach Pisces. Once on shore, we will take the opportunity to strike that presents itself. Should it come to blows with the others, as you say, where will you stand?
I will do what is best for the Coven.
As will we.
I had hoped there would be another way.
There very well may be, like I said. If Isabella deems course correction, then her will be done.
Can either of you get a message to her? Or Hulsa? I looked at Hulsa.
She, obviously she's been paying attention to the conversation, but she hasn't made much of a reaction as far as this interchange between you and Igna. And she just quietly shakes her head, as do Igna and Kula.
I fear our only way then is through Mia. I do not know how much I wish to go through her.
That would reveal our plan.
Yes. It is not optimal.
We are patient.
The boat has not left yet. If one of you, Igna or Kula, was to leave and go back to Isabella, then Isabella could send a message to us.
I don't volunteer for that myself. He kind of looks to Kula and also both of them shake their heads. I don't want to be the one, none of us want to be the one to return to Isabella, task incomplete, and ask if there's another way to do it.
I understand. It is a bad position we are all in.
Quite frankly, I don't understand the problem. As you say, we're doing what's good for the Coven. This is what we've been told is good for the Coven.
I do not believe it is exactly what is good for the Coven. I believe Isabella is being a bit short-sighted. What is best for the Coven is to get back the eyes of Dendar. The best way to get back the eyes of Dendar is to have Shaft, Falzern, and Mia on our side.
Are you implying that they currently are not on our side?
I am implying that if the false elders are seen attacked, they would defend and either turn against us or die.
Surely Isabella foresaw an outcome like this.
Then why did she not give us a way around?
Clearly she sees that one isn't needed.
So you believe Isabella is all-knowing?
I believe Isabella knows much. I believe she thinks more than a single step ahead.
Agreed. I am new to this. I have been with Shaft, Falzern, and Mia for some time. I feel I know their reactions to things. They will not leave the Elder's side as long as you three are present.
How about a new plan? we can part ways once we reach the mainland, knowing where you will bring the false elders. A safe place, you can tell them. Tell Shaft and Falzarin and Mia. A place that we have the whereabouts of, and can visit the elders once the four of you have left them in their safe place.
Yes. Yes, that would work. That would save face with Falzarin and Shaft and Mia, and belay their suspicions, and still get the required outcome that Isabella desires. There is a place called Dorset Salvage. They have an underground area that is quite secluded and secreted. It would be the perfect location. And I'll explain to them how to get to it.
It's settled. Once we arrive, by nightfall on the same day, the false elders will be dealt with.
Agreed. For your own safety, mayhaps you stay here, and I shall go convince the others of this plan of taking the false elders to Dorset Salvage.
We'll enjoy the trip to Pisces.
I'll look to Halsa, see what her reaction to all of this is.
Why don't you roll an insight check?
10.
She seems very stoic, and as you and Igna kind of agree upon this, she too gives a very slight nod in agreement with what has been discussed.
Okay, I'll open the door, walk out, and go to the elders' room, assuming the others will be there.
Okay. Shakara returns to the elders' cabin where the rest of the party is hanging out with them.
I have discussed with Halsa, Igna, and Kula. We came up with a plan. They had said they originally were not going to kill the elders on the ship. They want to be away from Paladin eyes. So they were going to wait till we arrived in Pisces.
Wait, they still plan to kill them?
I explained that we would stop them if they did try to kill the elders. That we would not just stand by and allow that to happen. So, a plan was made. They asked where would be a safe house, a place we could put the elders, where they would be safe and we could leave them there. And then they would come and take care of their business later, after we have left. I suggested Dorset Salvage.
So we could ambush them.
Or just not leave the elders there. Take the elders elsewhere.
Well, how much time will that actually buy us?
If they do not know where they are, and we get the elders far away from Pisces, the problem is solved. Correct?
So I'm clear, you're saying we take them to Dorset Salvage. That's what you told them.
No, what I am saying is we pretend like we are taking the elders to Dorset Salvage.
Exactly. That's what you told them
Yes.
we would do. But we're not going to do that at all.
Correct.
Where do we take them? How do we get them far away without leaving ourselves?
Mayhaps you could send a message to Campbell. Ask him to have a wagon ready. You take the elders there and send them inland. I will continue to Dorset Salvage and leave a trail for Isabella's people.
I think that's not a bad idea, Shakar. I just worry. Do you think they'll suspect that you're meddling in this?
I hope not. I do not believe so.
Okay.
I told them I was coming to you to tell you of the plan to take the elders to Dorset.
Okay.
I look over at Tenchi, Janella, and Hefe and sort of look at their faces. What do they look like? this discussion.
Hefe looks like he needs a drink. Tenchi and Janella are sitting together on one of the beds. They are holding hands. Tenchi's kind of just unnoticeably just shaking his head a little bit, seems a little iffy, but he hasn't said anything as far as replying to the plan yet.
So you told these guys that we're going to take them to Dorset Salvage right after the ship lands?
Yes.
Or did you tell them we were going to see Campbell first?
I have not mentioned Campbell at all.
The other thing is Dorset Salvage is still an operating business. How do we sort of... Anyway,
There is a secret entrance to the underground area.
Oh, you're familiar with the building?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're trying to do here, but they're not going to let these guys out of their sight. As soon as we leave the boat, they're going to follow us to Dorset Salvage. And then how are we going to get them free?
I only told them about the one secret entrance from the street. The elders could go through the tunnels to the sea entrance and leave by boat there.
That's brilliant, Shakara. I think that may work.
And then we come back out the street exit, and they think we left them in there.
Do you know anyone at Dorset Salvage that would aid them in escaping?
Not as such, no.
I'm sure Campbell knows somebody.
Be good to get
Perhaps.
the boat ready. Now, if they escape out to the water and Hulsa, Igna, and Kula realize they've been duped, will they be able to catch up? Will they see them from the shore?
They don't actually need to go in the water. If Campbell meets them at the exit by the beach, Campbell can get them back to his shop and hide them. They'd never be able to find them.
Ken?
Yeah, I think that may work.
But we're gonna go see Campbell, so what if they follow us?
They would have no reason to follow us at that point. They would stay at the street entrance waiting for a chance to go.
Okay, so we really are banking on them not suspecting you helping them at all.
Correct.
Yes, I agree. I think I see what you're saying, Mia. If they suspect Shakara, this plan could go sideways.
How about this? How about we get them off on the rowboat before we hit the Pisces docks? Tell them where to go. They can go up the shoreline, go into the cave, and hide in Dorset Salvage. When we leave, there's nobody on the ship.
But Hulsa, Igna, and Kula are waiting to ambush them there.
Yeah, but they're not there, and we don't know where they went. We're none the wiser.
They already know the name of Dorset Salvage. They will still check there.
Perhaps they could go to meet Campbell? Do you think Hulsa, Igna, and Kula would suspect that?
They don't know who Campbell is. I don't see why they would.
There is a chance Isabella has mentioned him.
Right. 'Cause he got a box too.
Yes.
Yes, I think they will be suspicious if all of a sudden the elders are gone. This trio is going to wonder who tipped them off and why they took off.
That Dorset Salvage plan, Shaft, would have worked perfectly if you guys would have discussed it before she talked to them. 'Cause now they know the name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we sort of had an idea of what we wanted to do, but I don't think we can do that anymore.
What was the other plan?
We were going to get them off the boat before we hit shore. But you weren't going to know anything about it to give you plausible deniability. Now, they know you know.
Mia didn't know anything, but now she knows.
So now we're back to square one. How do we get these guys off the ship? We haven't left yet.
Tenchi speaks up. Sorry to interrupt you, Shaft. I'm confused why we're sitting here letting these Isabel's people plot to take us out. Why do we not strike first?
Politics.
He kind of gives it a knowing nod. I see.
And Mia nods back.
Isabella. Isabella has many Heraclonians on her side. If we were to take out Hulsa, Igna, and Kula, it potentially could start a war with Isabella and many innocent people that would take her side.
I have an idea. Falzarin, you might not know how to teleport yet, but you can make people invisible, right? Could you make yourself and the 3 elders invisible all at the same time?
I could make all of them invisible, but not myself, right? The trouble comes in when I try to cast another spell once I've already... Let me see what invisibility says here. So, level 2 gives you 1 person. And then at higher levels, you can target 1 additional.
Yeah, do you have a 4th level spell slot? That's 3 right there.
Yes, I think I should be able to do that with relative ease. What's your plan?
I mean, they just disappear.
Well, even better. Look, if they just get away,
Yeah.
It's not like she's going to stop sending people to kill them and track them down. We got to make it look like they're dead. So,
Okay.
why don't we set up a bit of a ruse in some way? Maybe have Shakara kill them and throw them over to the side of the boat. But they're really invisible. They tried to escape. You killed them.
How would they believe us? What proof could we offer?
It's not supposed to be done in front of the paladins.
They tried to escape. You stopped them.
1 second. Sparky,
How far away is their door from where we are now, their room? Isabella's people?
Like 15 feet.
go sit outside their door and let me know if they come out.
And I'll open the door so he can go out.
Okay, yeah. So I kind of flits out and takes a position watching their cabin.
Sorry, Shaft, you were saying.
I mean, you agree that she won't stop sending people to kill them, even if they get away.
I agree.
So I look over at Tenchi, Janella, and Hefe, and I go, we're going to have to make it look like you were trying to escape, and Shakara ended up taking you out. I don't see how there's any other way.
How do we explain that to the paladins?
I don't know. There's got to be some way.
We are not keeping them captive. They are not our prisoners. So they would not be escaping anything, as far as the paladins are aware.
I don't know if the paladins would really care if you killed 3 people.
I do not know either, but it was made a point that it was not to be seen by them.
If there's any killing, I say we kill Hulsa, Igna, and Kula.
Chikara just sighs.
Tenchi speaks up again. If you're looking for my preference, at least, I would prefer if we could get into a lifeboat once we're underway and just leave the ship entirely. I agree, though, Shaft, we will be continually hunted, but I'm fairly adept at being under the radar.
If you guys are good with it, I'm good with it.
What proof could we offer? Do we just have them completely disappear and go invisible, or do we do this fake their death thing?
Well, if you want to wait till night, put them on the boat. Ship them off to sea. They can go wherever, back to the mainland or back to Heraklion. I mean, we really don't want to know. And then we'll just let Hulsa, Igna, and Kula figure it out for themselves. We'll be asleep in bed.
I'm going to look at the 3 elders.
I am very sorry this has happened to you. I did not intend for any of this. I wish I had been strong enough to free you from the cage when I had the chance.
See the 3 of them, they kind of give you like a reassuring, like thank you, yes, we understand kind of nod. And Tenchi continues to speak. I understand what you've all done for us, and the position that you're in with Isabella. And he kind of squeezes Janella's hand that he's still holding. I think we would just like to disappear.
Then we will make it happen.
Hey, Shaft, do you still have that broken mirror? I feel like it could come in handy.
I
They
think
could-
I have it, don't I?
Yeah,
I'm
one
looking through my bag
maybe
and I go,
maybe it's in Falzern's bag. But I think it was Tenchi's originally, right? And we found it. Could be
You
useful.
used the Mirror of Metamorphosis. I believe you owe me 650 gold. It's broken, you say. You break it, you buy
well,
it.
you know, circumstances were rough at the port, as you know. It helped us get out of a few binds. I think it could help you.
Told you it was a useful item. I would be glad
Do you
to...
still think you're in bargaining position,
Oh, there's
over
always a
me?
bargain to be had, Mia.
Falzern? Keep it in your bag.
Look. I'm happy to return it to its previous owner if it might be of use to you.
what do you suggest they do with the mirror?
Look like someone else, like not themselves. Get away. Escape.
many,
Hide.
How many more times does this thing work? I look at Tenchi.
How many times did you use it?
Oh hell, that was a lot of episodes ago. I have no idea.
I think it has one or two charges left.
I didn't think it was full for sure.
No, definitely
Does it recharge, or is it just spent when it's spent?
Oh, see, I thought it
Spent
recharged.
once it's spent.
It's Spence. That's why I thought we might be able to do it one more time.
Hey, that's better than nothing, though, when you're on the run.
I think there may be, it may have power left in it for one, perhaps two more uses, but anything is better than nothing, I would assume, in helping you escape.
I mean, if one of you looks like a guy from the ship rowing away, it doesn't.
And the other two are invisible.
Right. But an invisible ship rowing away, or invisible people rowing a ship away, might cause some suspicion.
Yes, that might draw attention.
I think that's a brilliant idea. This is sounding
like
like
it.
the best option that we've come up with so far.
Well, like most of our plans, this is a terrible option, but
And like most
best
of the
we
plans,
have.
I came up with both parts of it. So let's go.
I look over at Tenchi and I roll my eyes a little bit and go and sort of point over at her.
Mia just wants to fight.
So Falzern reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out the Mirror of Metamorphosis and hands it over.
We need to capture an image of one of the paladins then. And get a boat, a lifeboat.
Is there any way to tell what images are captured in it already? Or do the images only last a short amount of time?
No, you can store any number of images.
Do we not have a cultist in there?
You don't want to be a cultist, though, around the paladins.
Don't we have Thunder in there?
Not in a paladin uniform.
No one would recognize him, though.
Yeah, it would just look like maybe a stowaway that stole the ship, or stole the getaway boat.
All right.
I suppose that might.
Thunder McScruggins.
All he has to do is say, "I didn't join up for this," and row away.
That Thunder was an interesting young chap. Yes, I think this is not a bad option, really.
Are there any passengers on the boat other than the crew?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think I've seen any. I think it
Nor
may
I.
just be the paladins who are manning this vessel and us.
I'm willing to take on the shape of this Thunder character, if you all think it's the best course of action to get us off this boat.
I mean, it's the best we got now.
Yeah, I can't think of a better one. I do think it's not a terrible plan. With a little luck, nobody sees you, or perhaps a low-ranking paladin sees you, makes note of it, does nothing about it in the moment, and it, the rumor spreads and gets passed on tomorrow.
What if a paladin tries to stop them from taking the boat?
Yes, that is a potential issue.
Sounds to me like we need a distraction.
Well, aren't you with them now? Can we just ask for one?
With the paladins?
Sure. We had an escort with Samuel Coltis himself.
I wouldn't describe the relationship quite as being with them. I think that I think that probably a distraction is our best bet. I'm not sure that they're going to. There may be a lot of questions that come up if we're asking for passage for a lone passenger off of this vessel.
And if we ask and they say no, we're back to square one.
Yeah, my policy is don't ask. Just do. Let's have a distraction. You, how about you, Falzer, and you go back there and help them while maybe the rest of the three of us cause some kind of a controversy up at the front of the boat.
Should I not stay in the room with Isabella's people and make sure they stay there?
That would clear you of any wrongdoing, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, then it's up to me and Mia to maybe go up and make some kind of a distraction up at the front while Falzarin and you and Thunder and the other two, you three can be invisible, and then get on the boat and push them out.
Shaft, why don't you do a little recon and get a boat ready or have a boat in mind? Because I think Falzarin's
Sure.
going to have to be concentrating quite heavily. You're the sneakiest.
All right, we'll wait till nightfall, and then I'll go up right now and check out the boat.
Do some recon. We need to think of a distraction that's not going to get the paladins, all up in arms against us. We don't want to rock the boat too much.
Okay, I head up. I want to sort of survey the situation and see where the ship is, where we need to go to sort of cause a distraction that's furthest away from where Falzarin and the other three will be later.
So you can head up to the deck then. I assume just you, right? You're just gonna kind of mosey on up there.
Yeah, I don't want to cause any distractions.
Sure. There are. They look like just maybe half a dozen or more paladins up on the deck itself. Even as you're kind of making your way up there, you're passing by other paladins of Cultist, and they are about ready to shove up now by the amount of the conversation that's kind of been going off. You can see there's at either end of this very long warship, there's a number of lifeboats that are kind of strung up to the side of the hull, mainly at the port and stern of the ship. And there's a paladin kind of on each of these four cannons that kind of sit on the deck. There's a few ballista at either end of the ship as well. Like, it's very heavily armed.
At the back of the ship, the stern, there seems to be a couple boats there that... Do they look like there's a lot of people that are guarding the back area, or is it sparsely
Well, the people you
populated?
see on the map are like the people that are up there currently.
Okay, so it looks like there's one guy back there. Yeah, I want to sort of meander back here to these two at the back. My thought process is it's easy to sort of drop them off the back and the ship sails away from them, rather than them have to go off to the side to try to be
It's a good
undetected. Be a lot less people looking out the back, I think.
That makes sense. Currently, it looks like there's one paladin up there. He's kind of, again, he's just checking rigging and going over the ballistae and, again, just making sure they're in functioning order, it looks like.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to look at how it looks like the boat lowers. If there's, what kind of pulley system or whatever it is, and just sort of look out like I'm looking out the back, checking out the island before we take off. Not drawing really any attention, just to get an idea. And then once I sort of figure out what I think needs to be done, I go back.
It looks like they're just strung up with a simple, like, block and tackle. You can just kind of basically find the release rope, and you'll be able to lower it right down to the water.
So I'll go back down, and yeah, it looks like the best bet's to take them one of the lifeboats off the back of the ship. Looks like there's only one guard back there, and it gets lowered down relatively easily. Even Falzarin can do it.
One guard, that wouldn't take too much of a distraction.
Right. There's a few on the mid deck, so maybe we just need to figure out something. Maybe if your little dragon can cause enough distraction back at the back of the ship to pull this guy up, we can. You don't have a long time, Falzarin, but if you get him in there quickly, I think you can lower it down, and they might not even notice.
I think we can make this work. We need to... The timing, has to be pretty spot on, I think, but I'm confident we can do it.
All right, let's go over the plan.
Okay.
And we talk about it.
Of course. And the ship sets sail, seemingly a little bit ahead of schedule, what you had kind of previously been told. And I misspoke a little bit last time. I think I mentioned how long it would take to get to Pisces. I was kind of looking at the map and like, oh, that's a little further away than I thought. So it'll take about 8 to 10-ish hours to actually get to Pisces. So you would be arriving around morning in Pisces of the following day. So more than enough time to, take the rest, even interrupt it a little bit. As long as it's not interrupted for more than an hour, you will get in a long rest for those that may need some spell slots to come back, etc. And it's just really a matter of how long you'd like to wait, as far as being how close to like the mainland you want to basically set them off is kind of really what you just need to decide, and then you can try to get this caper going.
I mean, I think the plan would be to get within rowing distance of the mainland. We don't need them going back to...
It'll be
Heraklion.
lighter out then, though.
Well, it's just getting dark now, so it should be very early in the morning, I would think, if 8 hours after we set sail.
Yeah, I would.
Closer to 10.
But if they take off after 8 hours, then it'll be like just breaking dawn.
Okay.
I would say so, yeah.
I just want to make sure it's darker. Will help.
I think we'd want to do it while it's still dark.
Yeah.
But right before the dawn, so they
Yeah.
have enough time to row away before they could be seen.
Yeah, get out of sight while there's still a cover of darkness.
Okay. Let's take positions then. Where's everyone going to be when we're... What exactly is the execution here?
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah. Part of me thinks that I should just distract without... Like, we should just distract without Sparky, so then it's one less person to have to communicate with.
Right. The idea was to pull the guy away from the
Oh,
back
yeah,
of the
like...
ship.
We could have Mia flirt with him.
I think that would be great.
The other option is Mia could just sprout her wings for a minute, and that would probably be pretty dang distracting.
That's a good call, too.
Yeah, maybe a little
Seeing
bit of
things
this.
at night. Okay.
A little
well.
razzle dazzle.
Fair enough.
Well, then Shakar can sleep. I can distract. Shaft can somehow relay a message to Falzer and wherever he's waiting that it's go time. I don't know how that's going to work, but
Well, you doing the flirting thing or the wing thing?
both.
Little bit of both.
If the flirting
Okay.
goes terrible,
Why not both?
I'm going to sprout wings and pick him up and swirl him around like a little puppy.
I mean, you don't want to make it look like you're attacking him in any kind of way, though.
Oh, yeah.
So it depends if he's into it. If he's into it, you're golden.
That's right.
Have you
But
ever
if he's
wanted to
screaming,
fly, baby?
You might have a problem.
You ever wanted to fly?
Just picturing Aladdin and Jasmine on the flying carpet.
I can show the world.
My concern is you got to get him away and down those steps. If not, they're going to see that boat being lowered into the water.
With
somehow
invisibility,
you
you
gotta
got
pull 'em
pretty good
back.
stealth, though.
I mean, I can cast Pass Without a Trace, but we're still gonna have a Thunder walking up there. So he can try to sneak up, get on, and get out.
Yeah, I
Sounds like a plan.
yeah, I think on a boat, even in the middle of the night, the mast is gonna be flapping. Like there's gonna be some noises. It's not gonna be dead silent.
Okay. So we'll go up. Mia will flirt with him. When the coast is clear, I'll give.
Let me look up some pickup
Falls
lines
in,
real quick.
I'll give Thunder the Wave to walk across the deck and go up to the back. We get him on the boat.
Okay, so all Falzner is doing is he's remaining in the cabin. He's going to make these two invisible, and then he's doing nothing, right? Falzner, you're not sleuthing. You're going to leave Shaft to lead them to the boat.
Audio medium, Bill.
Yes.
Audio format.
Okay. Tenchi takes the Mirror of Metamorphosis. He activates it using the last charge, and this thing we'll call it the last charge, turning himself into Thunder McScruggins as per the polymorph restrictions and instructions, yada yada yada. Falzer, you make Janella and Hef invisible. Of course, the three of them before you do clasp hands so they do not lose each other, forming this three-person chain. Mia, let's kick it into high gear. What are you doing? You're stepping up into mid deck. What exactly are you? What are you doing here?
I'll cast Pass Without a Trace. You go up.
Yep.
We'll all walk up and try to hide in the shadows to get back to the ship. I'll have to walk with them.
Wait till I've...
And then I'll try to hide
you peek
back,
out
yeah.
and wait till I've made some contact type thing. So Mia's gonna kind of, sway a little bit, walk like she's been drinking the ale, and just kind of look around and what does she see?
You stand up on the deck, and again, you see there's about 6 of the paladins up here. They seem to be tending to some type of duties. One of them's got a bucket and mop. He's swabbing the deck, and they're making sure the mounted cannons are not flopping around. They see they're being tied down and secured and that kind of thing. You definitely draw some looks. Again, now you're without your amulet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Full beast mode, Mia, topaz eyes.
So in the back, though, how many guys would there be between the stairway?
There still looks like there's just the one over by the boats that are hoisted up against the hull.
I'll just kind of walk toward that guy. Just kind of do I get his attention? Just walking.
Are you making some noise? Are you?
No,
you acting like
I'm
you're drunk?
I'm walking and acting kind of drunk. Yeah.
Why don't you make me a performance check then?
Oh gosh. I think I look pretty drunk. Come on, I don't need to perform this. 17. There we go.
Okay, you're definitely drawing everybody's eye. They kind of see you stumbling around, and this one, he sees you kind of making a direct beeline for him. He stops what he's doing, drops a bundle of rope. You doing okay over there?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Just doing my work.
Doing work, huh? Is that what they call it?
That is what they call it.
Oh man, you got big muscles.
Well, so do you.
Thanks. I do. I work out sometimes. Oh, isn't it a beautiful night?
Why don't you roll me a weather die?
What's the weather die?
D10.
Oh, this is the 1.
Well, 10's rain, so they'll be all right.
1 for sun.
It's a sunny day in the middle of the night.
I mean, hopefully at this point, Shaft realizes he's got to have less perception. He's talking to someone. Hope he can get moving. I don't know how long.
A 1 is sunny, so
that's hilarious.
So it is a clear,
it's a clear starry
cloudless.
night. Yes.
The stars are clearly visible up ahead. He kind of looks up. He's like, it's one of the best things about working the boats. You get to always be in the element.
Well, you always
sky.
work the boats, eh?
Usually, and as you're conversing, he kind of is moving closer to you. He's now at the top of one of these little half stairs that would lead down to the mid deck itself.
And is he what is he? What does he look like?
He is a human. Yes, he's wearing a set of leather armor, like light armor, right? He wouldn't be wearing. Usually, not the best idea to be probably a crew of a boat in heavy plate.
Well, what's your name?
My name's Arnie.
Arnie?
You can call me whatever you like.
Wanna... Can't say it. I have pickup lines ready from Google right here. I just can't say it. Wanna come to my bunk and slip into something with a little bit of a lower armor class?
Why don't you roll a persuasion check?
Oh, gosh. 24.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
You see, he kind of pulls at his collar, almost nervously, at the collar of his leather armor. Well, I guess I could maybe knock off early. And he joins you, fully coming down the stairs.
I mean, guess you can lay hands on me.
Okay.
Paladin pickup lines! So Mia will lead him back to the room that's empty, right? Because the elders aren't there.
So as I sort of glance up, put my hands on the floor as I'm looking up from down below, and I see her. She has his attention. I cast Pass Without a Trace, and I sort of wave down to Thunder, who I assume the other two are with, now that they're invisible, and sort of try to make my way along the shadows. Since it's such a beautiful starry night, that means you can see the stars so well. The moon is obviously not out, so that gives plenty of shadow, right?
You can all make some stealth checks with advantage.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't give you double advantage for Mia's advances. But I tell you, Artie's got double something, all right.
All right, so that with advantage, I have a 13.
He doesn't know Mia's about
no.
to ditch him, though.
But
so.
is that with your plus 10?
That is with my plus 8 stealth, yes.
But don't you get 10 for Pass
Oh,
Without Trace?
I'm sorry. You're right. I don't have Pass Without Trace. Sorry, that would be 23. Thank you.
Okay.
I was gonna say, man,
Great.
you rolled awful.
Tenchi got a 25. Janella got a 25. Hefka only got an 18. But they are enough for you to slip by. I see you kind of coming down one side, and Mia and Arnie, he's by now, I'm sure he's kind of reached for your hand, and you're kind of leading him. On the other side of this deck, you're kind of like circling around each other. And again, Mia, you're like, now this interesting between you and Arnie, you're drawing the eyes of some of the other paladins, and you see some of them are like snickering, and as Arnie goes by, they're giving him the elbow. Topaz is my favorite color.
Mia just kind of like giggles, continuing to act drunk.
Okay. And Shav, you can get the elders to one of these lifeboats. And you see Tenchi kind of it looks weird, but he's like clearly helping an invisible Janella into this boat, but it doesn't he's like miming the air. And kind of hear the soft clump of Hef hop in, and then Tenchi Thunder climbs in himself.
Okay, I lower the boat down slowly and as quietly as possible.
Okay. Yeah.
Keeping an eye out to make sure nobody comes up the steps, and then see what happens.
Very soft kind of squeak as the rope moves its way through the pulleys. It's kind of damp being up on deck. The slosh of waves, and you lower this rowboat into the wake of the ship as it's moving fairly quickly. And they're in the water, and they become, I don't know how long you want to stay up here watching them, but they quickly begin to disappear as they, Tenchi rowing in basically the opposite direction of the path of the warship.
Okay, so once it's down and they're free, I'm going to take my scimitar and I'm going to cut the ropes to make it look like it might have came loose.
Okay, you want to like fray it up a bit?
Yep.
Okay, why don't you roll me a performance check? Or maybe a sleight of hand.
We all
is
know
probably
Shaft can
better.
perform. Okay, I gotta get out of these pickup lines.
No, I like it. Go ahead. You keep going. That's a 21.
Okay. Noted for the future.
So then I'm gonna sort of make my way down, if I can, back without being noticed, and try to catch up to wherever Mia went to. I have no idea where she went, but I think...
I don't know. Mia, where? You're going to the Elder's room?
Yep.
Mia, you take Arnie to the Elder's room?
I
Open
take
the door, I
Arnie in
assume?
the room, and what does Arnie do when he sees Falzarin?
He sees Falzarin. I thought you said you liked muscles.
Yeah, oh, honey, Falzarin, okay, this is awkward. Arnie, okay, I need to lay down. Arnie, I don't think tonight's your night, sweetie.
Well, are you coming back with us once we get to Pisces? Are you coming to Port Randus with us?
I don't remember.
Arnie, I hate...
I don't think I want to hear anything out of you, fella, okay?
But don't speak to my husband like that.
I'm very disappointed. Husband? All right, I gotta get back to back to the deck.
I think
here.
it's best that you get back to what you were doing there, Arnie. I apologize for any confusion.
And he kind of stomps off and
Yes, it worked perfectly.
he stomps off. Artie stomps off and Shaft, you pass, you can meet him in this hallway as he's stomping off, and then he's kind of moving towards you to pass you.
Sorry, I had to do that, Falzer, and it was all part of the distraction.
No, I'm happy to have been able to have been your... Well, I don't...
I guess now in front of Arnie, I have to pretend you're my husband.
I suppose it wouldn't be a wingman that I was. What's the opposite of a wingman?
A wing woman.
Sure. I suppose that works. So, everything went well. It sounds like, Mia, you were able to buy some time, provide a distraction.
Yeah, it seemed like everything worked well.
I'm still maintaining invisibility for them, so...
Okay, I'll let you get back to meditating.
I hope that they're quickly paddling away from us,
I believe they are.
putting some distance between us before the sun breaks above the horizon.
You go back to resting. I'll wait up for Shaft. Make sure he made it back okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right behind you. Absolutely.
Okay, I walk in the door and I swing open the door and I go, "They're gone. We're good."
Yes. Good job, Shaft.
Why don't we get back to where we're supposed to be, so that if Hulsa, Igna, and Kula show up here in the Elder's room, we're not sort of caught red-handed.
Okay, Shaft was
I'm supposed to be
Right
right
there,
here,
yeah.
so I'm just going to go to sleep.
We need to go back to Dragon Mullen's room, Falzern.
Yes, that's what I meant. Let's go back to where they would have expected we would be, and we'll...
Okay, walk carefully while you concentrate.
I will.
Sleep lightly. If those bastards come in here to kill those guys and I'm in here by myself, I might scream.
So, Falzarin is just going to go back to where he should be.
Sure. Everyone will return to their respective rooms and basically wait out the journey then?
I think during that time, I'm going to reluctantly attune to my Circlet of the Wise.
We probably would have talked about this in character. What was your excuse going to be, Shaft, in the morning when the elders are nowhere to be seen?
I have no idea what happened to them.
You left your room, and so they must have escaped when you were gone or something?
I don't know. I was sleeping.
Okay.
I thought I might have heard somebody get up, maybe take a leak or something, but I don't care what they do.
Anyone else that hasn't already attuned to their circlet, if you want to, obviously now you have the time for the rest of this journey. So you can go ahead and then drop any other attunement items you may need to drop to sub in for it. I don't know what's Shaft. Which one are you getting?
I'm getting rid of my short sword of oozes, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because I think it's probably for the best. I can't get rid of the shackles and all my other sword, so the longbow.
Yeah.
So it's rough.
Yeah, that's why I gave Hefe my ring. I'm just married to everybody.
You're giving rings all over the place, sending signals. Whoop! Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Mia. Watch out. Wow, can you believe what just happened? Oh my gosh, things are just getting crazy. You can visit us at incorrigibleparty.com for additional world NPC information to get all your Incorrigible Party merchandise. Join us on our Discord, linked on our website. Recently, the Incorrigible Party has started streaming on Twitch. Do you want to watch video games, board games, interact with us, catch us on live after-party recordings, follow us on Twitch at Incorrigible Party. If for some reason, probably because you're incorrigible, like us, you can't get enough of our content, please support us on Patreon. Our Patreon gives you early releases to episodes, extra inspiration to give your favorite hero, Mia, wink wink, or the DM, I suppose. Patreon exclusive content includes Patreon exclusive mini campaigns. This podcast is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. at criticalhitdesign.com. Thanks to Tabletop Audio for allowing us to use any ambient sounds or music during our show. And our intro and outro is by Josh Jarvis. Contact him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com for any inquiries. Happy adventuring!